formally start the sessions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. So this is actually, like the second, this is actually the second speech sharing. So in the first sharings, we start with like very personal sharings on PG's matters. But I think I would love to actually expand the discussions to like more academic sharing. So in this particular sharings, the topic that we select is actually on the overviews of R in data analysis. So in social science, actually even in science, skills, SPSS is actually more prominent. Smart PLS, we use AMOS, but this software is actually it's quite expensive. So there's actually alternative for these softwares, and we can actually use R for this analysis. I heard about R for many years, but never have a chance to consider this software. So first of all, like not many, like workshops and not many sharings is about R. So that is why I wanted you to get an exposure on R so that we could consider this free alternative when we are doing our data analysis. So that's why today we invite Dr. Amalina Mat Yusof from UUM. Dr. Amalina actually is our alumni. So I would like to really thank Dr. Amalina for agree to actually share her experience actually in using this software during her PhD studies. So Dr. A little bit backgrounds about Dr. Amalina. Dr. Amalina is actually a senior lecturer in School of Tourism, Hospitality and Environmental Management, UUM. And her, she actually is our alumni. She obtained her PhD in her industries in INHEIT. I believe that the topic is actually in Muslims friendly hotels. But I don't really remember about the topics. And she actually obtained her first bachelor degrees in hospitality management, UUM, and then she continued her her study in master, her study for master in Auckland University of Technology in New Zealand in Master of International Hospitality Management. Okay. And she is actually interested to explore more on halal, although she did not state like which aspects of halal, and hospitality and advanced method in doing research. So I will not gonna take more time from her. So I will let her continue the session. Please come, Dr. Malina.
Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Anis, for the invitation. I am a user and still a beginner of using R. So today, inshallah, I try to introduce to you guys what is R and very simple overview on the outlook of R, what is R all about and how to install R, something very simple about R. So I will start sharing. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint? Can you see my PowerPoint, Dr. Anis?
Boleh, Dr.
Yes.
Okay. This is a bit of me and the topic today. It is about overview to our software or R Studio. But basically, I use R Studio, but I will share also about R Classic and why I don't use R Classic. Okay, I am Amalina, INHEIT alumni. I just graduated from INHEIT in 2021, just a new doctor, so-called as new doctor. So I'm from STEM, School of Tourism, Hospitality and Event Management from UUM. So today, as I mentioned, I would like to give an overview of first, how I know our software. and how I use it during in my PhD thesis. And second one, introduction to R is a bit about what is R, the benefits, how to install. And third one, I will show you the outlook of R and what is on the R Studio. And fourth one, knowing your data. So I have prepared very simple data, and then inshallah I will show how to analyze it in very simple, very descriptive one. And the fifth one, the Q&A session. However, if you have any question during the presentation, just please raise up your hand, or you can write on the chat box. Then inshallah I will try my best to answer. If I don't get the answer, make it as KIV, and inshallah I will answer, and I will post into the InHeart PG member group or into the Dr. Anis. Then Dr. Anis will share the answer. Okay, how do I know our software? First of all, I love at the first place, I don't use our software actually. My PhD thesis is about multi-level study at the first place. So I use SPSS as well as hierarchical linear modeling. So in that kind of, there are some so-called as false in my PhD thesis. Then I have to change into a structural equation modeling, SEM, as we always hear about SEM. We use AMOS, we use Smart PLS for SEM, but I'm trying my best to analyze SEM using R. The most I refer the most to Mr. Shahrul Aiman because he is the statistician of KKM, and then he well versed in R because he deal with big data in KKM. As we know, in KKM, they have lots of data, they have lots of patients, they have one patient may go through one or two or three treatments, or maybe more than that. So they really they have to do or to choose statistical software which can handle big data and can handle without, or so-called as without hang, without any problem. So Prof. Edwin Michael is a professor from the College of Public Health, Florida, US. This is the first formal academic workshop that I attend. It's for 5 days at Kedah from hotel. I'm not really sure. I'm not remember the hotel, but in 2017. This Prof. Edwin Michael was invited by HSB, Hospital Sultanah Bahia, and then since they have available seat, so I joined the workshop for a week. So this is the first time, the formal time that I got exposure on what is our software and all those coding, all those syntax. This is the first time. So last year, I also went to one workshop, academic workshop from Lee Mei Yang. She did a PhD of PSC, Psychological Sensitive Climate. Of course, when we hear the climate, the variable of climate, we have to use we have to use multi-level study. So Lee Mei Yang, she shared how to do analysis in multi-level data. Okay. So what is R actually? R, in very definition, is a language for statistical computing and data analysis. It's well known as free, 100% free and open source. It's provide a wide variety of statistical and graphical techniques. And there are millions of users around the world. So these are the companies, the big company that use R in their company. So like Pfizer, the medicine company, Aventure, the statistics company, HP, A, B, and B, as well as Google, because these are can handle big data. As we know, company, they have to handle big data, so they can't rely with paid software like SPSS, like Amos, like SmartPress or other paid software with limited function. Okay, what R can do? Okay, it can optimize financial portfolio. That's why many companies use R. They can mapping marketing data. They also able to analyze advanced statistics like multi-level, dyadic experiment, diary studies, and longitudinal, and so many analysis that maybe we don't familiar with, such as logistic, because we don't use it. So in R, we only use one software for several data analysis. As I mentioned, at the first place in my PhD thesis, I have to use two software. One SPSS software, another one is HLM. Why SPSS? I need SPSS to analyze my descriptive data as well as for the aggregation procedure. As after aggregation procedure, then I have to transfer my data into HLM, then let HLM analyze my data. So for one analysis or for one data, I have to use two software to get it done. But in R, everything can be done with only one software, and it's free. HLM is free. As we know, we have to pay it. If we are student, we don't need to pay. But just imagine, after we finish our study, then we need to work at private college or any company. Then the company, if they don't have money to get the SPSS, so we might have difficulty to use SPSS as well as HLM. To get an extension, of course, we have to pay. For a student version, we only got 2 weeks of trial. If we cannot finish our analysis within 2 weeks, we have to do like we have to maybe change our email, something like that, and install again and again just to use the R for student version. Okay, why use R? Of course, the main point is free and open source. Even that, these are better than commercial alternative. I mean, paid software like SmartPLS, SPSS, of course, like so many software. So then our software, we using code. I will show you later how to use code. It's a bit different from SPSS, from SmartPLS, where we use point and click system. But in R, we don't use it, but we type it. The code that we type must be readable by R. So it must be recognized by R. Some says that it's a bit difficult at the first time, but through the practice, see, I am a beginner as well. So through practice, it will get easy and easy over time, inshallah. So then using code, since we have already code, syntax code, so we can save it in our script. For example, we have a data from 2018. So we finish analyze the data 2018. Then we have the same data for 2019, 20, and 21. With the same code, we can just simply repeat all the analysis because we have the same data and same analysis. So we don't have to start from beginning, point and click one by one. So data visualization and graphic, it is told that R has very good data visualization and graphic. And also, as I mentioned many times, that R can handle big data. Okay, how to install R? I will show you later. Okay, this is thank you. Then this is the finish of my PowerPoint. But I will show you how to install R. This is R. Okay, R software. Okay, software. Okay, we click here. Are you with me right now? Okay, this is the official web page of R. This is where we can download R. This is where we can know a bit about R. So first of all, as I mentioned, I use R Studio, not Classic R. But to install R Studio, we have to install Classic R first. Okay, this is how to download R. Okay, here we can see that we are not the only one that use R. There are many countries that already use and establish R. For your information, R is established by OUA, University of Auckland, New Zealand. UOA, University of Auckland, is the first university that introduced R and use R in the university. So in Malaysia, okay, to download R, we have to find the nearest country that which we stay. So we stay in Malaysia, and we can see here, this is Malaysia. So we are here. You see here, University Putra Malaysia. So University Putra Malaysia is the first university in Malaysia that use R in our country, and they they come up with the link of R. So we can click and then download for our Windows if we have our window, or if you use Mac or like Linux, you can click.
Sorry, Dr.
Yes,
Malina. Dr.
yeah.
Malina, just now you click on UPM's link.
Yes, I click on
Is there
UPM
any
link.
reason why we need to select certain countries link, or we could like pick any link?
Um, I don't have an answer for that, but we have to click the link that near to our country, because I think it's readable, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps the mirror is working in the selected country.
Yes,
Like you're
maybe.
clicking the others and may not work in your country. Perhaps,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Perhaps, yeah, maybe. I think so.
Right.
Okay, so we click UPM. So this is download for our Windows, since I use Windows. Okay, then install R for the first time. Okay, since I already have R, so this is download R 4.1.2. This is the newest version for R for Windows right now. So please click here and click next and next and next till the software is installed into your computer. But since I have already have one, so I don't need to show, I think. So okay, what is how our studio is looks like? Can you this is our studio looks like. Okay. Okay, the R studio looks like. Looking for a classic R in my computer. Where's okay? This is R. Okay, this is R classic that I share to you how to clear it. They have only one box. Our console, we have file, edit, view, miscellaneous, packages, window, help here. So I will compare with our studio that I have. Okay, first of all, I will install our studio. I will share with you how to install our studio first. Okay, this is how to install our studio. Download the R Studio. Download the R Studio. Okay. After, okay, please find the download. They may have some version that need to pay, but we don't worry, because free version is already enough for us. Even though for like I said, for KKM they have so many data, but they also use the free R Studio desktop. So download here. Okay, then same as R. So click next and next until it is downloaded. Okay. Okay. Now I would like to show the what we call the difference between R. This is classic R, as well as R Studio. This is my R Studio. Okay, so we okay. This is my R Studio. As we can see, okay, as we can see, okay, this is my data. No worries about that. As we can see, in R Studio, we have four boxes. So there is our script box, there is console box, environment, and updates or packages or files or uploads is here. But in our classic, it's just one console. Okay, for your information, our console, we cannot save the script. So after we use our console, we have to save all the script into Notepad. Okay, I type 1 plus 1 equal to 2. 1 plus 3 equal to 4. This is how our classic working. But when we need to load import data, it's a bit difficult because uh, we cannot call it. We have to like type it. Like we have to install packages first, but we have to type what kind of packages, and it's a bit difficult for me. So I prefer to use R software. Okay, this is R software. Okay, this is since this R software has data. So I will start all over. So I will click on new project, new directory, okay, new project, and then for example, project 2. Okay, this is project 2. Create project. Okay, this is the blank R software. Okay, since I have mentioned that in previous R, we have four boxes, but why this blank R software, we have only three boxes? No worries about that. This is normal. Why three boxes appear? Because of it's new and we don't have any R script yet. So how to make a script? Okay, we click file and new file, or we can just click here and R script. Okay, this is the blank R software. Okay, okay, I will introduce a bit what is four boxes. First, this box, we call this as R script box. Okay, R script box, this is where we save the script. This is where we can write our script, edit our script, as well as this we can save our script from here. I will show you later. This is so for here, if we click file, like other software, I think it's just the same. Okay, like edit, it's just the same. Okay, edit. Okay, code here. This is the most important, run selected line, but we have also several alternative options how to run. Maybe we can click here, or we can click Control and Enter. This is view. Okay, this is plot. If you want to make plot, then this is the where we can click. This is session, book, debug, profile, tools, hub. And there is also like here, file, here, save as, untitled, solve and save. This is, we call it console. This console is where the result come out. Okay, the result come out. But this console cannot be saved. Like iScript, even though we can save our script, but console we cannot save it. So if we want to do maybe next analysis, we have to run our script and it will appear here. Okay, this is the environment box where we can have history, connection, tutorial, since this is the blank, so we don't have any data yet. See, this is import dataset, where we can import our dataset. Okay, file, this is we call as box for we can see the packages like plot, the packages. Okay, since I have used R for quite sometimes, so these are the packages that are already installed in my R software. So these packages will help you to make R read all the code that you write into your R script here. Okay, this is help, this is view. Okay, for example, for help, we want to know about factor. Okay, factor. So this is where we can know what is factor. Describe. We have to install size PSYCH packages, and then this is how we can R can read factor. Okay. Okay. Then this is the viewer. This is where plot can, like we use ICM, this is where the plot appear. Okay. Okay, so I will open my SPSS as well and compare SPSS with R, because SPSS is the most prominent statistical software. So I will compare a bit about SPSS.
This, what you are showing just now is
Yeah.
the factor analysis or what?
This yeah, how to make factor.
Is it the analysis that you are showing just now? Is a descriptive analysis?
Yeah, descriptive analysis.
Okay.
Yeah, but we use the the term factor here. Yeah, this is factor. This is like help. So this is like dictionary. If we don't we confuse how to use, then we can find with this question mark, and then type factor, and then it show you what factor is and how to use it. Okay, so this is SPSS. Okay, this is SPSS. It's click, it's point and click. And like I said, it's point and click. Compared to R, of course, R we have to type, but SPSS we just click, and for example, we want to import data. So this is where the data. The SPSS can read data from Excel, SCV data, text data, SAS data, Lotus, and so on and so forth. So, okay, so value, this is edit, okay. As we know that R is so limited, especially in terms of the function. Even when we want to analyze multivariate, we can rely on SPSS, because SPSS they haven't they have not functioned to analyze multivariate. So if you use univariate or descriptive study, this is the place, but it's very limited, and it's so expensive. Also, university have to pay. I'm not sure how much they have to pay, but lots of money to install R, to get the students available to R, to use SPSS. So for this time being, I think R is the best alternative to R, to other paid statistical software like Amos, like Smart PLS. We just need to install the packages, then we can run it. If you see YouTube, there are lots of R videos about R, but the code can be different from one to another. The from what, but the syarat is, the prerequisite can be readable by R. So not to worry. Okay, this is the example. 1 plus 1 equal to, okay, 1 plus 1. So we have to highlight 1 plus 1. Then we have to run. Okay, look at in the console, we can see here 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So now I would like to share with you how to import data set. Okay. Okay, I close it. This is the project 2. The project 2 that I have, what we call that I have made it. Just now, I made new project, if you remember. And then the project, I name it as project 2. So this project 2 automatically will show into your desktop, because this is where I want R to save my, what we call, to save my work. So first of all, I would like to copy and paste this Berlin R. Okay, this Berlin R into my project 2 as R created for me. This is Berlin R. Okay, this is how it looks. This is actually the data from KKM. I think it's just a book data. So in this data in Excel, we have patient ID, we have date and date of treatment. As I mentioned, that patient may have gone through several treatments. So this is where the first date, the end date, the PTH means patient age, PT gender, patient race, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and Q5 is maybe the treatment. So I don't really understand. So this height, the weight, and this is the BP. So I close it. This is how we want to call the Excel data into R. First, maybe we can use the file import dataset, okay, here from Excel. Or we can go to the environment box, we can import dataset from here. So, okay, from text, there are lots of dataset can be retrieved by R from text, from Excel, SPSS, SAS, as well as data. From text, for big company, very big company, they have really big data which maybe exceed the Excel one. Okay, I show you Excel. Okay, I show you in Excel. Okay, blank work page, control and down. This is the only data that can be contained in Excel. But in text, they're more than that. This is why R can read from text base and text read DR. Okay, but for now, as I mentioned, I prepare data from Excel. So we use Excel. So we click Excel. Okay. So we browse. This is automatic. We'll go through the project 2 that R created. So we click Berlin R. Okay. This is the preview of the data. So we can check whether it is the same with your wanted data or not, but this is the same. So this is very similar with the Excel one. So this is, we can rename it. So I prefer to use the data here. Okay, see? Okay, okay. I will explain a bit about what the read Excel. As I mentioned, in R, we have to call the packages. This read Excel is the packages. Is the package that can read Excel data. So we have to read the Excel. Okay. So after everything is done, we click import. Okay, we can see here in this box, environment box, we have data. Okay, see, we have data. Okay, here we have, this is the console where we have the code. This is called code. This is our script. So if we want to do our script, okay, if you want to save our script, okay, one more time, I click save here. Okay, save. So in one project, we may have several R script. For instance, data management, data analysis, or maybe we want to do R script for plot and something like that. So first of all, we have to manage the data. So we save as data management. Okay, so we click save. Okay, this is data management. Okay, as I mentioned, like package just now. Okay, I want to copy and paste here. Data. Okay. Okay. So this data, I would like to to list all the variables name. What should I do? First, I call the read Excel to read Excel, and then we have to view data. This is the data that we already view, and how to read this. So I put name, and since the data, this box name is data as I name it, so we click here name. Okay, if you want to do some notes, click shift and hash null. We can list. This code is to list all the variable names. Okay, how to okay, then we highlight. This time I use shift as well as right what we call right keyboard. So I click run. Okay, this is the variable names that included in the data. Okay, so we have 11 column, we have 28 patient. So the variable like patient ID, date and date, patient age, gender, patient race, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, height, weight, BP is all here. Okay, the same. So we just, okay, the next one, we would like to know the structure of the data. So the code is str data. So we want to make some notes. So this is the code to display the data set structure. Data set structure. Okay. So again, we highlight and then we control E to read. This is where the structure of the data. So we can see here the numeric, the data, and so on and so forth. Okay. So we want to know how many columns and how many rows that in the data. So we can write down data. So we make some notes for our own future reference. No number of data or number of row or number of sample. This row represent the sample. Okay, sample. So again, we have to highlight and we have to run it. So here we have 28 rows. So we can refer to this one. So we have 28 patient and we have 28 row. Okay, this is the row. Then if we want to know about column. Okay, again, I always make some notes beside because this is our future reference, right? So we can save it in R and we can use it at the future. So next time, if we have data like Berlin R, we can alter a bit, especially on the variable names, and then we can repeatable. It can be repeated. So number of column. It's a bit what we call beli set renyah since we have to write it down everything. But this is the reference because we can save the evidence in in the folder like project 2. This is the folder of Berlin of data management of project 2. So anytime, anywhere we can open R via this, or we can just go to the folder and double click. We can see all these kind of notes. So next time, we want to label. We want to know how many table data IT gender. Because I use in the data I use patient gender. So okay, we can see here 1, 2, and 3. Because in the data we can see in gender we number it 1, 2, and 3 without factor it into names. One is maybe male, second female, and third one is female and not available or missing data. So how to factor it? First, data, gender. This R sign is to call the variable within the data. Since the data set we name it as data. So how to call it? We use this sign, this dollar sign to call it. Equal to factor data. It's a bit new. This software is a bit new for us who love to use click and point system, because we just click without we need to understand what is this and what is that. But in R, we cannot use it. If we have we mispronounce the data or the variable name, the R cannot be read. But this is I think it can do lots of analysis compared to the click and point system software, which is paid software. PT gender. So levels. One, two, three. As PT gender, we have in the data we have three. 1, 2, 3. So we want to label what is 1, what is 2, and what is 3. We want to label it. Male, female, and A. So read it. Control. So we can see in the data we have gender. So 1 for male, 2 for female, and 3 and A or missing data is for 3. Okay. It's just a bit. Any question for now?
Dr. Marina, so this is the point, this is actually data management point only, right? So we are not like analyzing it yet.
Yeah, this is right? data management where we want to label in SPSS.
So usually it's a labeling
yes,
for
labeling. This is the first step before we yeah, this is the first step of
I'm not gonna lie, but I think that for beginner, that the complexity of the interface and all is quite like, you know, could be a bit overwhelming. But those that can see beyond this, you know, complicated interface can actually use it. You know, I think they will benefit the career in a way that, for example, if you if you know to use R, then you could actually upgrade. If you wanted to analyze big data for this, you're used to like small data, like survey data, right? This is what SPSS can handle it, right? So if you like click for descriptive analysis, you could just like label label the variables, and then you can click and get the descriptive analysis.
Point and click.
Yes, I get it. Like if you are like postgraduate students, the complexity of this could actually, be the barrier, like the main barrier for the PG students to learn about this. But I think if you are like researchers and you're looking to expand, I
Yeah.
mean like expertise to, like we are talking about big data, like I mean that social media data, all the big data, and then if we wanted to really analyze it, I think we need to overcome like this, you know, this like all this coding, because I could see like if you like wrongly put the coding, then it will not gonna run right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I think that okay. Well, that's what people. I mean, like, you see like in Instagram, there's like those in
Yeah.
like that doing the data now, so you could see like all this coding small thing. Yeah, I think that this is
Yeah, in SPSS we have in output.
yes.
Yes, that's the coding of something is the syntax of R. This the output is
Yes.
similar like R.
Yeah, so yeah. Okay. So please continue. Yeah, I just saying that okay. Uh, um, yeah, I'm quite like shocked with this this conversation,
It's like
but I could
confusing.
definitely I could definitely see that if I really wanted to go for like big data, and I wanted to like make my upskill
Mm.
myself, then well I need to like overcome this and learn. Okay,
It's
so please
for first
continue.
time it's a bit boring. As I mentioned, in I went to formal workshops with Prof. Edwin
Mm-hmm.
for 5 days. That's first time I see the our software and as well as our script, our classic.
Classic.
It's so like shock because we always exposed with SPSS,
Yes.
Smart PLS, MOS that we can drag, yeah,
Yes.
variable
The thing
element
is that the
variable.
one that you showed just now, okay, we are just like going to discuss. The thing that you showed just now, if you like in using SPSS, I know that it's very easy to like you just define the
Mm-mm.
math in there, and there is like specific columns that to describe those things,
Yes.
and then once you like ready with that, and then you click, and then you get this data,
You get
right?
everything, you get
Yes,
that.
yes, yes,
That
yes.
mm-mm. Yeah, that's one of the a bit challenging, but some of people love it because we can save it in point and click. We cannot save. If we want to show to our to friends, we have to do it from first. Yeah, we have to click. We have to okay. This how to analyze. We have to click transform.
Yes.
Then analyze. We have to. But in R, when we have code and we can save it, so we can show to other people that this is how I did the analysis that I did. Then if the person interested in R as well, so they can find the mistake. Okay, man, looking for the mistake or the improvement can be made into the analysis.
Is
Yeah,
it the analysis, or is it the coding?
the coding.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before he continues with the, this is actually data management point, and you're going to like move on to the data analysis part, right? So, but before you,
I think I don't move on into the data
you're
analysis.
not gonna show us that lah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to see. You said it just now that data. I mean, that the R will be good in data visualizations and graphics. I just
Mm.
wanted to know like, how good the visualizations of the R is compared to, the
For what we call like geography,
uh,
that this
yeah.
some some it is good, but if we want to make it more good, maybe we can still need to edit.
Oh, is that like any you need to plug in any and
Yeah,
it's
we have to
something else
plug in packages.
packages. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
in SEM, like I use it in my PhD. I use SEM, so I have to install three package. First, have Heaven. Third one, second one, SAM, and then third one, SAM plot to make a plot of my variable of my framework. This
Mm-hmm.
is we have to install. Still, we have to install package. Yep.
So basically, this is actually the software for those who love challenges.
Yes.
And then and then the good things about it is that like it allow us to, I mean like because you are involved in all this, that you just not like clicking things, but you actually know that really know your data.
Yeah,
Is
we
that,
have
yeah, I'm not sure, but from the way I see it, so you really know the level of your data. You need
yes,
to know
we
like
know that this is like categorical data. This is numerical
yes,
data.
yes. So
Yes.
basically, yeah, I think that yeah, I could see like this is actually really good software, but I know that maybe some of us were not gonna go
Yeah.
and see because like how complex it is. But I really think that beyond this, I mean beyond
Mhm.
the study itself, we were talking about probabilities of our PG student and all, right? And then we are also talking about the needs to like learn this skill, big data analysis, and then I could see that a lots of data analysis that that people use, they use R a lot, like they use
Yes,
R
they
as
use
a software. So this is something that maybe I know that for some people for some people they may like, okay, oh, this is too much.
This is hazy.
But yeah, but really I think that we really need to see this, and then we really need to like, okay, if you wanted really to get the skill, then this is the things, with the training that you will get through this, this complex stuff.
This complex.
But if you could really obtain the skill, then it is going to open lots of opportunity for you lah.
I think so. Since in this COVID area, COVID COVID pandemic, this pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
so we cannot go. We have limitation to go and find people. One of the option may be online, but how long we can rely on the online? So maybe this is an opportunity to like tourism. We have Agoda, we have Booking.com, and all the reviews are the valid so-called valid review. It's come from the customer, and how we analyze it. So these are the things that we need to think about in our future. Yeah.
Just wanted to add on, you are saying now, you're saying like an example of the data source just now as a Agoda review, like consumer review.
Yeah.
R can handle that.
Yes, I can handle that. But there are a few steps that I'm still learning. They have a data mining, data, so on and so forth. So
So is it
I'm
using R? I know that besides R, maybe you need to use like several Python. No,
yeah, but I think I can be used as well.
oh, okay.
We call it as a semantic data. I'm still learning about it, so I can I can discuss further. But inshallah, yeah, we call it as semantic data. Maybe we get the data from Agoda. I'm not really. Some says that they use web crawler, but some say that it can be
Web crawler, right?
yeah
Is it like
retrieved.
web scraping things? Where you scrap.
Maybe yeah, maybe yeah. Mm. So that's the value. That's
Yeah.
data value, no. But we don't know how to use it. It's sayang kan?
Yeah, I think this is especially, I talked with Dr. Melina previously before we started sessions that, we are in social science especially, we are collecting the survey, we're collecting the surveys and all. But for some people, I do not know, like some of you maybe like really good in like collecting the data, but I'm
Mm-mm.
not that one person. I'm not like really good in that. So I'm actually looking for the other data sources that I could tap in a way that I do not have to like collect that with the internet things, we can actually like like web scraping, scrap this data from YouTube's
Mm-mm.
and for example, like, so this is actually where, I mean, like by using R, then you could like, it could be like one of the option for you to analyze that data.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's the things lah. Okay, so I think that I am like perhaps talking too much. But Dr. Ani is like typing now, so maybe
Okay.
like can I mean like get feedback from Dr. Hani as well. Uh, Okay, yeah. So I'm not sure what other things about it, but that is actually what I think. So lah, it is like really this
Shopee.
is like this is like really interesting. But you really need to actually I mean sit and then learn because it involves like too many steps. Dr. Marina just now click and stuff like very very fast, but I know that there's like you need to know that what is the first steps, and you need to
Yes.
like all this like what hashtag is for,
Yeah,
what
hashtag for notes. Yes.
yeah, right.
It comes easier with practice, right? Yeah, at first time, don't worry. It's a bit, oh, what is this? Because we always see SPSS, we always say click and point, click, and then,
But
uh,
to be honest, when you are clicking those things, I'm just like, am I going to do this? Like, like
okay.
I'm like really thinking like, am I like really going to like, so I think that this like thing that maybe
Yeah,
especially student, I think it could be like very very overwhelming for some students,
yeah,
especially
for
because
some
I just
students.
wanted to get the descriptive data. I just want
Yeah.
demographics. So why
Mhm.
this?
Why
Uh,
did, yeah.
yes, yes. Why this? Like, and then for like one data, you actually like there's like coding and stuff. So
Mm,
I could get like that mentality because of course
yeah,
that is what I think too, right?
yeah.
But beyond that lah, so we need to think beyond that.
It's okay, just
But there is like no questions in the chat. Are you going to
okay.
continue? Uh,
I don't, it's already 12, so
yeah.
this is just an overview, so I think, yeah, that's all from me.
Is there any questions from some of our participants? I don't know. Maybe like people are like what what
What?
is that?
This is
No,
how
no,
it goes. It's a bit complicated for the first time, but when
for the first
we
time.
look into the benefits using R for lots of data analysis, when we don't need to rely on many kind of statistical software, when at that time we will see, oh, we can only just use one software only for all the data analysis. We just need to install packages, and then everything can be done. Yeah.
Yeah, the things that you said about like you don't have to like learn a lot of software. So this is actually the things that now once you know about this, then yeah, you just can use this one R software to do the SEM, structural
Yeah, to
equation
do, yeah.
modeling, and it is like free. Like with like I think that lots of software nowadays, even I'm talking about qualitative data analysis in Atlas CI, for example.
Yeah.
It has it is quite expensive nowadays. They are like changing their mode of payment.
Mm-mm.
If we could like really like get the skills, so this will be very good for us. So I think that's the key point that we need to think.
Yes.
Um, I maybe you can like conclude this sessions with a few sentence before we end.
Okay. So, conclusion. Cik.
I think that there is like lots of can be
Lots of
conclusion.
information. It's overloaded. So, actually, yeah, at first it's a bit headish, as well as for me when I attend Prof. Edwin classes. So what is this? Yeah, I always click and point. I get the result. I don't need to understand what behind that. So but when we think about future, maybe we need to shift into R. Why? First is free, and second one, like I mentioned before in my PhD, at first step I use two software, SPSS as well as HLM, but HLM only got 2 weeks. So for me to reanalyze again and again over time, so I have to reinstall, install again, uninstall, install again, and make new email, something like that. But I don't need to do that in R, because R can we just need to install packages. Okay, for the code, it may be different from other to other, but in our we have lots. We have a big community because many countries, as I show you in the official website of R, there's a lot of country that shift to R recently. Not recently actually, we just know it recently, but they have started long ago. So I think this is a good start. That even though you don't understand what R is all about, you may headish at this session sharing, but at least you know what is R.
Oh, yeah.
No worries if you don't get it. What kind of code? No worries about that. At least you know when you people show you this, and you definitely know this is R. That's all. No worries about the others.
All right. So
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
all.
yeah. I think yeah, I think that's a really good conclusion in a way that despite the complexities, I think the benefits will is outweigh the complexities of these softwares. Um,
Mm-mm.
I the things that these sharings for me is actually just to give an overview for the
Yes, I
students,
understand.
or the alternative for them, for the alternative for them. So basically,
No worries.
sorry, I need to like okay, so but this is really good sharing. So I think that for me especially, and especially for the researchers, I think that we know the SPSS, and then I think it's the way ahead for us is actually to learn the R, so that we could like move beyond the traditional data collections methods, and then we could like see taps a lot of opportunity that may like that may come lah. Okay, so I think that's it from me. Thank you so much again, Dr. Malina, for sharing. Like I said, Dr. Malina is our alumni. So I hope to actually engage with lots of our alumni in a way that I hope that you could share the knowledge with us and with the IUM communities, and with the IUM students, in HeartPG students as well. So thank you so much again for agreeing to participate in this. I learned a lot actually. So I may actually like call you back to like learn some of the stuff. So I look forward to it lah. Okay, so if you don't really have like any questions, I will like end these sessions with tasbih kifaran surat al-As. Thank you so much everyone for
Yes.
like joining these sessions. Okay, assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Thank you, Dr. Malina.
So, Dr.
But
Anis.
Dr. Malina, but that is like, oh, I mean that luckily my when I learned
No
about
worries. That's normal.